Full Melt Show is intended for a mature audience. It contains adult themes, adult content, and sometimes adult language. Listener discretion is advised.
The Full Melt.
Are you high? What are you talking about?
This is the Full Melt.
The Full Melt Show. A marijuana discussion about news, culture, politics, and lifestyle. FullMelt.com. Toll free. 844-420-TALK. 844-420-TALK.
All right. Coming to you live from the PetPain.com studios. Today is Friday. And this is the Full Melt Show. All right, so now yesterday, I have to admit, yesterday was a crazy day. So we had slated to have come on, I'm going to miss her name again. You know who knows her name? I know who knows her name. Hang on a second. She corrected me on this before. I'm going to call her. Might take a second to, get punished through the dialing. I don't know. I've been saying for a while now, I need to get somebody that is willing to come to the studios every day and, help me out with the show by being like a phone screener, and also maybe to do some bantering. Somebody that's pretty good at bantering is my friend Nikki, and if I could get her silly number up here, I'll be in better shape. Okay, here we go. I probably lost the dial tone. Yep, no dial tone. They're actually, I have a phone here with a dial tone. Have you ever heard one of those? Is that still popular anymore? Does anybody use the dial tone? I think she knows I'm calling. Okay, I think I've got, push the buttons here. Hang on. There we go. I think it's working now. She's like, oh, crap. He actually is calling me. Or either that, I'm calling the right. Now, watch, I dialed the wrong number. You see what I mean about needing
Nikki, I can't get your call.
Oh, don't tell me you're going to pop out on me now, Nikki. Oh, come on. I don't get it. Try this again. Can I just do I wonder if I can just do the redial thing there. I think I might be able to. Does it have a redial? It does. Ooh, hang on. It's not gonna redial? Oh, it's crappy.
If you'd like to make a call,
yeah, I'm trying to make a call.
Okay.
I can't take it.
If you need.
All right, I know what I did wrong. I get it. This worked in rehearsal, I'm just saying. Okay, let's see if I can... Now will it work? Okay, here it goes. I think it's going now. Try it again. This should be Nikki. Oh, she's going to rot out on me. You know what? I'm just...
Hello?
Are you there?
I'm here. Are you there?
I'm here.
I'm here.
I've been here.
But if I'm here, how can you be here?
We're going to start the Sesame Street thing with here and there. I'm here. Are you there? No, you're there. I'm here.
Right.
It's like who's on first?
What's going on?
What are you doing?
Well, being a blessing, apparently.
Listen, what's that girl's name you were telling me the other day? You were trying to text me while we were on the air.
Jennifer Hensey?
Yes, Jennifer Hensey. We were going to have her on the show on...
Dill Dab, Mama.
Dill Dab. We were going to have her on the show on Thursday, yesterday. Had her all kind of penciled in. It was just penciled in. I had no confirmation. She has a media rep. I had to go to her media rep. You believe that? Anyway, the media rep's like, oh, yeah, we could probably...
I allowed you to bypass mine.
Oh, you have a media rep too?
Because I still have possession of my dildo, so I'm good.
Well, I'm glad you weren't rated of your dildo.
I know, right?
I think she was tactful and called it a vibrator. I think ears would have popped a little higher if she said dildo.
Well, I have both.
Is it all in one, or are they two separate units?
I cannot disclose that information because then that would get mental images.
Well, look, this is radio. That's what it's the mind's eye. That's what we have to work with.
I'm sure probably you will have plenty of mental images of me.
So, okay, what's her name again? See, I lost it already.
Jennifer Hensey, a stoner?
I'm not even a stoner. I just have bad memory for names. It's a guy thing.
I know. I understand.
Women will, if you talk to a woman, she'll tell you, everybody's name from 19 whatever. And if you talk to a guy, he'll be like, what's your name again? It's just how it works.
Yeah, I'm not always as good. I just remembered because I just typed it to you.
Well, she's got a funny spelling to that name.
It's Ginn.
Well, you know what I'm missing here? I'm missing the mat. Hang on. I feel like when I'm on the air, I feel like I got to put on my smoking jacket. You know what I mean? Like
Like you're Hugh Hefner?
Yes, I got to put my smoking jacket on. So
Ah.
I don't really have a smoking jacket. I wish I did have it. Now I got to turn this thing off. Good Lord.
I'm smoking hoodie.
You're smoking, but you're probably not wearing a smoking jacket.
Well, I'm on a cheap green bud hoodie. Does that count?
Well, yeah,
Okay.
I called Miss. We never finished the Jenny thing. So we were going to have Jenny Hensey on. Is it Jenny or it's Jennifer? Isn't it? It's spelled
like
with a G.
It's like Jennifer.
It's weird. I've never seen that name. It's very unique. So Jennifer was supposed to be like kind of penciled in on the show today, and then, I never got official confirmation, and I was just relying on her coming on yesterday. And then I thought, at the last minute, I found out she wasn't going to be available, and there was nothing seemed to be going on. And all day long, I've been standing by every day checking the internet for the Michigan Supreme Court docket page to find out any of their opinions, if they've released any new opinions, because we had 3 cases riding, right? And so yesterday, I'm looking all day, like 3 times during the day, I look on their page to see if there's any new announcements, because that's big news. And there didn't seem to be any. And so, when I found out that Jenny wasn't coming on the show, I'm like, well, what am I going to do now? Let's look for some news. And I started looking around, and there didn't seem to be too much going on. And I was trying to put it. You know what? It got just crept up on Showtime, and I'm like, okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to put a replay up from a program that I don't think got enough. I don't know. It didn't get very many views because it was early on when we had converted to the weekly show. And it's Johan Hari's Chasing the Scream. I did a whole interview with Johan Hari from London, and I thought it was a fairly good interview at the time. Listening back on it now, I think it was, I don't know, wasn't it quite as good as I thought it was when it first played, but I thought it needed some more airplay. So I played a replay of that. And then right after I put that on, I look on the... I thought, well, after the end of that, we could join Planet Green Trees Radio. So I had talked to Jamie and those guys over at Planet Green Trees, because we did this once before where we joined our programs live together. And I thought, well, there's, they got some newsy stuff going on over there. Maybe I'll just throw them a bone and we'll broadcast them on our air and, kind of expand their audience and peek into their world a little bit. And so Jamie was like, yeah, that's cool. Let's do that. And then I saw what they had on, and I'm like, damn it. Because I'll bet you probably 15, 20 minutes after I looked on their website, they put up, the Supreme Court put up a new ruling. Did you hear about the ruling, Missy? I'm sorry, Nikki?
Missy. You call me Missy.
I did, because I had Missy. I called Missy, too, to see if she wanted to yak on the phone about some stuff. And Missy.
Greg?
Yeah.
She didn't come on? She didn't want to?
She said she was too stoned.
No such thing.
Well, that's what I said. I don't know.
Especially for Missy. I'm appalled. Missy, come on.
Well, she said, and I probably shouldn't. I mean, I didn't. I hate disclosing what people write me without them knowing. I don't like to do that. But yeah, she said she was too. She's like, I am way too high to do that. I'll get stuck on stupid.
No, I love Misty. I wish she would have.
Well, and then she's like, look, you want Adam? And
Wait a minute. Let's prank call her.
We should do that.
Yes, we should.
Oh, we could totally F with her.
Oh my gosh.
And Adam, you know why?
Tell her you're selling her some meat glue.
Oh, that's I saw that piece and it was disgusting. The meat glue story.
Oh my God, absolutely disgusting.
So wait a minute. Wait,
a lesbian.
I don't want to scatter on the topic here. I'm trying to stay focused a little bit, somewhat. Let's say. So I had invited Missy on, and she was like, I'm too stoned, and then she goes, hey, you want Adam Brooke? He's over here too. And I'm like,
that would have been awesome.
I'm like, oh yeah, let's get Adam on. I said, but Adam sounds kind of down sometimes. He sounds, I don't know, it's just he talks real slow and deliberate, and there's no bounce in his voice. You know what I mean? And I'm like, but Adam sounds so down, and she's like, oh, that's okay because Adam says he's too stoned too.
Gosh,
that's what I said. So I mean, it would be funny to prank them.
Yeah, let's prank them.
Well, what would we come up with a prank? Because pranks are only fun when you get somebody. You have to give some way to prank them other than just call them up and hey, you're on the air. I mean, that's kind of boring.
Well, that's because you're not quick-witted, Steve. So just dial the number.
You know better than that. I am quick-witted. I was thinking, I don't know, just throwing spaghetti at the wall. I was thinking it would be funny to call somebody like, just call up some place some public place and say, hey, I was in your store earlier and I think, can you look around for me? Because I think I left, there's like a bag of crack, a little bag of crack.
No. God, why don't you call it a bomb threat? What the hell?
I left.
Dude, you would only be able to call Walmart because they're the only ones who would be gullible enough to believe it, and that's the only place you go anyhow.
They might go look. I'm just saying. I think I dropped a bag of crack somewhere in here. I'm just saying. I mean, I've never had crack on me. But
God, it'd be even better to use medical marijuana and be like, I don't have my meds, and I'm seeing things, and I think I dropped them in aisle 3. If you could just go look for me, they're by the lube. Or wait, they're by the plastic pickle.
I'm just saying, I was trying to think of if you're going to do, the king of prank calls, in at least in my little radio realm, was Kramer and Twitch. When they were doing the Kramer and Twitch show, those guys used to do some great prank calls. And then they would do other weird stuff, like they'd get the Penthouse magazine, and they'd have like an old man from like an old folks home, like read the love letters out of the Penthouse.
Oh, nice.
But when they do prank calls, it always had something tied to it. I don't know. Hang on, we'll bobble the idea around, see what comes of it next on the Full Melt Show. We're winging it.
You're getting the full melt.
It's Steve Green for the Sweet Leaf in Flint, because now getting safe access to medical cannabis patients in Flint, Michigan is never more welcoming. Presenting the Sweet Leaf, a brand new patient experience bringing 12 carefully selected caregivers housed in 9 separate offices to distinctly assist you with their knowledge and reputation for excellent patient care. Classes and training coming soon in the large community room. Check it out in person, 400 South Door Highway, or call 810-259-2571. The Sweet Leaf Center in Flint, 810-259-2571.
Got something to hide? Canalock offers discreet and effective storage solutions that destroy odor, so nobody knows. Canalock is a patented charcoal-activated bag that discreetly stores your marijuana. Canalock is made from the same material as military chemical warfare suits. Get yours at canalock.com. Visit canalock.com to learn more about no-smell technology.
With this warmer weather, I get more active. Headaches and pains keep me from doing things I enjoy, like golfing and working outside my yard. Toledo Hemp Center's new location, 1415 Sylvania Avenue, has shown me there is an alternative to pharmaceutical drugs. I use CBD, cannabidiol, infused hemp lotions, oral sprays, and topical oils. Thank you, Toledo Hemp Center, for helping me restore and maintain my health with no side effects and no high. Find out more at ToledoHempCenter.com.
This summer, discover the one place where your family will create unforgettable memories. Welcome to Jurassic World. Welcome to Jurassic World. Welcome to Jurassic World. Welcome to Jurassic World. Rated PG-13.
Hey, this is Tommy Chong, and you're listening to The Full Melt Show.
It's the Full Melt Radio Show.
I've been counting on my steps, on my nose just turned to yes.
Hell yeah.
I must confess.
We're doing it right today. Look, I was talking to Nikki on the phone. Nikki, you're still there?
I am.
So she's like, oh, God, yes, I am. So it was so painful. I had to wait to the commercial break.
Yeah, a little bit.
So when we were doing this show yesterday and then the Supreme Court ruling came out, I was like, look, man, we got to do that now. So I called when we joined the Planet. So it was like a 3-hour live program. It was the first hour was a replay. And then at 8 o'clock, we joined Planet Green Trees. I kind of cut the end of it a little bit short because, I don't know, there was something topical, like, newsy at the time that didn't apply anymore that I said at the end of the program there after we got Johan Hari off the phone. Like what's coming on tomorrow or something. And so I cut it off and I put on Planet Green Trees. And so I just as we had planned. And then I thought, before I had taught, when we joined our studios, we Skyped together. So it's, when we do that, when we Skype this studio into that studio, it sounds like I'm in their studio on our air. And actually, the audio quality, I think, for this studio is a little bit better. And so I came bounding across like I don't know, kind of godlike on their air. And they're like, oh, my God, that's the great and powerful Steve Green. But this time around, this time around, I called on the phone, and they were expecting the great and powerful Steve Green when they picked up the line to talk to me. And I was just on the stupid, and I wasn't even on the regular, I was on the iPhone, but instead of just being on the phone, I had the Beats 2 wireless Bluetooth headphones on. And so, that way I had a little bit of space. I could walk around and not be tethered or, have to have the phone in my hand or whatever.
Move and dance if you felt the need.
Oh, yeah, you could cook and, feed cats or whatever I had to do.
Yeah, I don't use the Bluetooth. Bluetooth make my butt look big.
So Bluetooth make my butt look big. So I'd say if that's the case, you're using the Bluetooth the wrong way, Nikki. That's probably it. So we joined the studio, and so when they picked up the line and I'm on that stupid Bluetooth headphone thing, they were like, and now here's the great and listen to the booming voice of Steve Green, and I'm like, I'm on that stupid phone like up and down. And it, the fact that I had us on, tied into the studio made their signal sound a little bit weird for some reason. I wasn't sure as to what, how that had happened. But I even sounded weirder on my own air through the phone. I know, it was just really weird. But so we were talking about the Supreme Court ruling. And, we both kind of blew it up as a big deal. Oh, the Michigan Supreme Court had a ruling. Well, it is kind of a big deal. I mean, do you know what the ruling was?
I do not.
You did not hear about it. Okay, so it was. I don't know. I'm just gonna for easier referential purposes, I'll call it People v. Mazur. It's not People. It's the court. I guess it is the People, but it's not listed that way. So we'll just call it the Mazur case. So
all the people that know what's going on, they're like, "What the what dumbasses?" We know. Go on.
In the Mazur case, there's this lady and her husband, and they were both. Well, I'm sorry. The husband was a medical marijuana patient and a caregiver, I believe. And they had been raided. I think the neighbors had called the police on them.
Oh, are you going sticky notes?
Yes.
Okay, yes. How absolutely ridiculous.
So, do you know that
they were not using the sticky notes to, make the marijuana.
Right. Did you read that ruling then?
I don't think I read one that had a... Oh, yes, it was. Wasn't it? It was thrown out. It
happened yesterday. The ruling was yesterday. So the court that the trial was in or was going to be in had ruled negatively on this. They said no, because these sticky notes aren't technically used in the process of growing marijuana. There's not pot growing out of the sticky note. That it's not.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, it would be awesome. People
3M
would be running.
Would make even more.
I was just going to say 3M the stock would be going through the roof.
Oh my gosh.
So I become a green stock.
And they, guaranteed they'd be made out of hemp.
Yes, well, I guess so. Well, at least they would be growing hemp, or a variety of it. So,
right, go on.
So the case as the case goes, since these sticky notes weren't technically actually growing the pot, they're not considered paraphernalia, and so you don't get any protection against arrest or prosecution. Right? It's a Section 4 defense. Different
and
parts.
the wife was granted immunity, correct?
No, it's her that was at trial because the husband pled guilty. I don't know why he did, because he would, I guess they probably threatened him with a lot of crap. That's how they get people to plead guilty. Don't ever plead guilty, people. Asking you to plea is just a big excuse for them saying, I don't have enough evidence to try you, and this is going to be painful and expensive. And we
got to get you on something.
We got to get you guilty. We need something in the win column. So anyway, as it goes, the court said, no, you don't get protection against arrest and prosecution, Miss Wife, with the sticky notes, because all she was incidental. He had his grow. He had private access to it. She didn't have physical access to it. And she had been putting sticky notes on his marijuana, or I don't know if it was on the marijuana. I don't know.
No, I got it right here. No, she was granted immunity.
No, she wasn't.
In a 4-3 decision, the Michigan Supreme Court said...
Well, the Supreme Court, yes, but that just happened yesterday. I'm telling the story that led up to the Supreme Court.
Oh,
so in the trial court said no, she doesn't get to have any immunity. So we're gonna go ahead and proceed with trial. So they appealed it to the Court of Appeals, and the Court of Appeals affirmed. They said no, since we agree that with the trial court. They didn't err that, and then it went to the Supreme Court, which ruled finally yesterday, after they heard the case a few months ago, that they did that these notes did constitute paraphernalia, and so they're covered, protected by the Medical Marijuana Act. But they also ruled differently. I think, didn't they say also that she did not get immunity for just mere being present? That her mere presence. Because I think that's Section 4G.
Hold on.
Isn't it? 4G says her presence, because she asked for immunity based just on the fact that she was just incidentally present to his use, his medical use. So she should have been protected initially based on that. And they said no. And the Supreme Court agreed with that. But they did give her immunity under the other term, which is the paraphernalia issue. So now it's all got to go back to the trial court. David Radoy, who was on that case, the attorney for the defense on that case, and the appellate in front of the court, if I'm not mistaken, it said that this whole business is crazy. They should have given her immunity on both counts, and he was hoping that the Supreme Court would just dismiss the case. But since they said that she gets immunity on one and she doesn't get immunity on the other, they sent it back to the trial court for further proceedings consistent with their ruling. That's the big news. I mean, that's what the news was. But it's the first of 3 cases that we're expecting a ruling on. And I looked again today before we went on the air. There wasn't another case. They were heard kind of, either the same day or very, very close together, if I'm not mistaken, if memory serves.
They're grasping for straws when they're stealing people's sticky notes and dildos.
What?
Vibrators.
What?
Jeez.
No, I didn't hear what you said. Say it again.
I said that they're grasping for something when they're literally taking people's sticky notes and vibrators.
Right. That's
Come
just
on.
What gets me about that is that a lot of these items weren't even listed on the things that they had taken. They have to provide a list of items seized as evidence. And give you a receipt for those items so that at the end of the trial, if indeed you're found not guilty, they can give you back those items. Or whether, I guess in some cases, even if you weren't found guilty, they're still your possessional items. They would be returnable because the trial would be over with, right?
Yeah.
They should be able to return the evidence unless it's, contraband. But a lot of times they never do that. I mean, people never probably ask for grow equipment. I guess they would all consider it paraphernalia and contraband. I don't know. But see,
I do believe Claude Card got all of his equipment back here, and they were found in the wrong.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying not always. You also have to ask for that. I'm sure Claude asked for his stuff back. He said, look, I'm not guilty. Give me my crap.
Absolutely, I would.
I would, too, and I did. Actually, I have to tell you this. So there was a situation where my home had been broken into by nefarious individuals. Trying to get to the grow. And they were really stupid. I mean, these people are always the dumbest people in the world. In the first place, the building is marked all over that this is secure. I mean, it's being monitored. There's cameras. There's microphones. There's an alarm system. You know what I'm saying? And that if you break into here, you're going to be caught. And whoever did this was brazen enough to just completely blow that off. The alarm system means nothing to me because it was blaring when they came through. There were a series of 2 of them, but this was the second break-in. And they broke in the same place. Can't do it anymore. And they don't. They went past the grow. They went past a bunch of plants hanging right there in front of them, drying. And then went over to another part of the building where it had personal effects, and they took what do you call it? What do you call it? It was a pipe. It was an oil pipe with a dabber. You know what I mean? You got to get the dab. You got to get the dabber hot with a torch or something, and then you dab it into the oil, and then it's an oil pipe, so it's not like a pot pipe which has holes in the bottom, so the smoke can go through, and you're lighting the bud.
It was a dabber. It was a dabbing pipe.
Right. It's a little cup inside, but with a hole at the top, around the top, so that when you dab the oil into smoke, you can suck the smoke down the holes, and that's how you consume it. So I have one of those laying around and a torch, and he went straight for that, took that. I don't think he even knew what it was because he didn't take the torch and he didn't take the dabber. He just took the pipe as if he just smoked it like that. And I think he was using it that way. But he took that. And the reason I told you the story is because at the end of that case, after he was found guilty and, he started going through the, criminal justice grind for, home invasion, which is a horrible thing. You feel really violated when people invade your home. And so, especially twice.
A little bit.
But
when they get to my panty drawers, when I feel really invaded.
If they're taking your vibrator.
Yeah, right. Well, they say.
So the police had when we figured out who this was, because the police didn't want to bust the case. They didn't want to deal with it at all. They're like, I reported it. I reported the break-in. They didn't even.
They're all a bunch of potheads. Screw it.
This is you shouldn't be growing weed there, Steve, and you wouldn't have that problem. That's how they looked at me. And I'm like, look, you don't have a choice in the matter, sir. You got to file a report. He says, I don't have to do anything. And I said, you know what? You're right. I'm going to go down and I'm going to make you do it by filing the damn report myself, you piece of crap. So I did. I walked down I had to go down to the police station and have them give me a form, and filled it out myself, the complaint about the home. They refused to file a report on a home invasion. Somebody broke in, and they're like, screw you. So I filed the report, and they ended up, basically doing nothing about it. I had to gumshoe this on my own. So I ended up, I got ears. I went to college. I also happened to go through. I happened to go to college for criminal justice. I took some criminal justice. I was a dual major. Criminal justice and telecommunications. Anyways, so I knew how the police did what they did, and I started, using those techniques to figure out who the hell was breaking into my house. So they took, we figured out who it was, or I figured out who it was.
It was Colonel Mustard in your grow room.
It was the Hamburglars who it was.
With the dab rig.
So the kid was, it was a kid. It was some 18-year-old dumbass. And he had peeled the door up like a tin can when he broke in here. I don't know how he squirmed his fat ass in here, but so he was down the street and in somebody's house, and he didn't live in my community. He was not a renter here. He was just kind of hanging with friends and bouncing from house to house, kind of a transient. I think he had family that lived in the park. Anyway, he's hanging out at somebody's house, and now my brother lives in the same community as I do, and he's just a few streets down, and his friend grows that lived behind him. And they were friends. And so one day that guy is hanging out. I think he was hanging out at his grow. And this fat kid comes over. And I guess he was some relative of his. And he said, hey, check this pipe out. I got this pipe. Now, this guy had seen my pipe before because I was at my brother's before. And they were checking it out, right? And so they had both seen the pipe. And he recognized the pipe. And he's like, because it was broken. There was a little part broken on it. It was very distinct. All these glass pipes are handmade. And he ended up, the police ended up getting him when I told him where he was. And cause it was funny because I was like, at first I told him, I said, hey, there was a break-in. You guys haven't, done really any investigation on it or haven't gone anywhere with it. I know where the guy is. He's got the pipe right now at this location. And they're like, yeah, whatever. And then I said, and the word is that he's a scrapper. He likes to fight, And as soon as I said that, they started pulling the straps and they started suiting up for warfare, man. So they come down here like they're rolling in 5 or 6 cop cars at a time up to this house, and they go in there and they find the kid and they arrest him and they take him out and they've got my pipe, right? So all of a
sudden it's no longer yours.
So they got the pipe with the oil in there, and they didn't have, of course he didn't have the dabber and he didn't have the torch. Well, I guess he did take the torch. He took the torch, but he didn't take the dabber. That's what it was. He had the torch and the pipe. So they had this as evidence and they took it off. Well, at the end, after all this stuff, I'm like, hey, what about my pipe? And they're like, oh, yeah, that's a pot pipe. We can't give that back to you. And I'm like, oh, yes, you will. That's my property. And it's due me, and you kind of have to give it to me, and I'm in legal possession of it. I have a protection for it, so you need to give it back to me. And they were like, okay, well, you're going to have to go all the way to Pontiac to get it out of the evidence room. And if you don't pick it up on this day at this time, it's going in the trash. So I was just happy with the idea that, like, okay, Mr. Green, you can come down to the evidence room and pick up your oil pipe.
You never went and got it?
I never went and got it. No, I didn't have a way down there. It was too far away. It wasn't worth the drive.
Right.
It was all the way through. I got to drive like back roads and curves through lakes and hills and
Hood
dales.
will fly up. It'll be a bad scene. Don't do it.
The hood will fly up. Don't tell about the hood. So that it's nice to be able to get your stuff back from the cops, and I'm glad Claude got his stuff back because I could have got the pipe back, but I didn't. I never did get the other person that broke in did take a couple ounces of weed. I never got that back. And you know what? They let her off her probation, and therefore she never paid her restitution. She was supposed to pay me back for all that. Never happened. Anyway, side story. Yeah. But so there was this big news yesterday, and then it really wasn't. It was kind of not big news. It didn't have much application. I suppose I guess we can talk about this after the break because we're coming up on break. This business about, part of this protection thing was to say that because she was providing him as a non-registered person, she wasn't a patient or a caregiver, because she was given immunity for transferring to him what they considered to be paraphernalia, because that's what the Supreme Court ruled it to be. The other two courts said it wasn't paraphernalia, and so she doesn't get protection. The Supreme Court said it is paraphernalia, so she does get protection under the Act.
I've been, I've used a toilet paper roll and a can, but I've never used sticky notes in any of the stuff. Well,
Nikki, I'm going to bap you over the head. If you were here, I'd hit you over the head with a pillow.
Oh, gosh. I get infuriated. I really do reading some of this shit, and I got to click off and stop reading and stop watching the news.
Hang on, we got to go to break. Be right back. Hang on.
You're getting the full melt.
Got something to hide? Canalock offers discreet and effective storage solutions that destroy odor, so nobody knows. Canalock is a patented charcoal-activated bag that discreetly stores your marijuana. Canalock is made from the same material as military chemical warfare suits. Get yours at canalock.com. Visit canalock.com to learn more about no-smell technology.
With this warmer weather, I get more active. Headaches and pains keep me from doing things I enjoy, like golfing and working outside my yard. Toledo Hemp Center's new location, 1415 Sylvania Avenue, has shown me there is an alternative to pharmaceutical drugs. I use CBD, cannabidiol, infused hemp lotions, oral sprays, and topical oils. Thank you, Toledo Hemp Center, for helping me restore and maintain my health with no side effects and no high. Find out more at ToledoHempCenter.com.
If you're like us, your pets aren't just animals. They're members of your family. Pet Pain CBD hemp oil drops are great for aging as well as active dogs and cats. Some people are apprehensive about hemp treatments for pets. They ask us, what are you smoking? Absolutely nothing, and neither will your pet. Like other hemp-based products for humans, the allure is all of the benefits of cannabis without any of the high. The CBD oil has shown to rejuvenate the bones, joints, brain, stomach, eyes, and heart. And the drops contain absolutely no corn, wheat, soy, artificial colors and flavors, or preservatives. Pick some up today. Visit petpain.com or ask for Pet Pain at your local pet store. Petpain.com. CBD relief for your pet.
It's not easy out there, but it can be easier. And when it comes to medical marijuana in Michigan and chronic pain management, Dr. Bob Townsend, renowned for his patient advocacy and deep understanding of how patients and medical marijuana certifications fit together, makes it his hallmark to educate and provide the best holistic treatment for your condition. His knowledgeable staff makes you feel warm and welcome, and Dr. Bob makes you feel well. With locations across the state in Cadillac and Gaylord, Kalamazoo, Marquette, Mount Pleasant, Muskegon, Saginaw, Traverse City, you can't beat the convenience and feeling you get knowing you have someone on your side that cares. Denali Healthcare is on the web at denalihealthcaremi.com. Get answers to your holistic health questions or schedule an appointment now by calling 989-339-4464. Chronic pain management and holistic health answers is what they do. It's all they do. DenaliHealthcareMI.com. Get your certification and peace of mind now by making an appointment with Dr. Bob Townsend at 989-339-4464. It's the Full Melt Radio Show.
Radio Show.
I'm in love with an angel. Heaven forbid. Make me a believer. With the touch of a skin.
Hey, so we're back, and we've got she's on the Canalock No Smell Bags celebrity guest line. Look, Nikki, you made it on the celebrity line. I called you from the celebrity phone lines. And so I got Nikki on the phone. And we've been talking about this Mazur case, the Supreme Court. Let me wrap that up real quick because there is an application for it that I argued on the Planet Green Trees program towards the very, very end of the program. About the idea that doesn't this give implication? Because in the same paragraph of protection in that, was it 4G, section 4G, where they talk about, it might be I don't remember, I don't have it in front of me. But it's in one of those two paragraphs that the court ruled about that said that this stuff, this was paraphernalia. The item they were considering was paraphernalia, and so it does fall in the protection of that act. In those same parentheses that they referenced, is marijuana itself. So it's growing, distributing, it's transferring, it's acting on behalf of or for the medical use of some patient. So I want to say that this ruling in some way seems to conflict with a different court. It was a different Supreme Court that was comprised of different members that ruled on the McQueen ruling. Because in McQueen, they said, no, that these transfers, that doesn't count. You got to be registered. You got to be connected together. This girl wasn't even registered. They weren't connected through. And they said that her transfer of paraphernalia to him was protected. So doesn't that kind of rule doesn't it conflict with their earlier ruling in McQueen that says the marijuana can't be transferred because it's in the same parenthetical reference? That's what I would want to say. That's what perked my ears the most yesterday. I don't know. You got nothing.
So ridiculous. I can't even wrap my head around it. Like, I think it's ridiculous that if you have a spouse or someone that lives with you or something else and they don't utilize it in any way, shape, or form, it's nothing more than taking care of the tomato, the other plant. It
is maniacal. It is crazy. But so we're looking forward to these other rulings. Look for them very soon. They should be happening this month. Traditionally, that's what they've done. I would anticipate that, we can anticipate that this is going to be the same. They're going to rule very quickly here in the coming days or week or two about this issue. If it went into July, I'd be really surprised. But the other notable thing was that the new Supreme Court justice was the guy that opined this ruling. I mean, he's the guy that wrote this opinion for the majority, and it's Richard Bernstein. So that kind of puts a new face on things. And it was a 4-3 ruling. It was not unanimous. There were some holdouts. Young, Zahara, Kennedy, I think, were the ones that held out on this. The other ones, the majority, Bernstein and the rest, said no. She gets protection. I'm afraid that if Bernstein were not in office and the previous justice were, this might have been a negative ruling. They might have affirmed. Anyways, so it does have application, not only with the, there was another issue, too, that I thought was relevant. I don't remember what it is now. I'd have to go back and listen to the stupid show. So that's what the big deal was. And, it kind of, it had a trumpeted fanfare at the beginning and that wah, flop. It just, hey, the Supreme Court made a ruling. Oh, yeah, it doesn't mean nothing. So we were talking about pranking people. Do you think we should try and prank Missy?
Who?
Missy?
I don't know.
You don't know. It sounded good earlier. Now you're like,
Yeah, but if they wanted to be bothered, one of them would have said, yeah, mess with us.
Well, that's the whole idea. They didn't
I don't
say...
want to piss them off.
Yeah, I know, but it wouldn't piss them off, I don't think. I just think they would be like, oh, crap. Well, because they wouldn't think it was the radio show. Here's my suggestion. So, do you know Missy?
Okay, on you. I'll just be like, dude, I'm sitting next to him. He's got a gun pointing in my head. Just come on.
It's all his fault. Well, I am the guy. I am the guy with the show and the buttons. I'm just saying. So,
right.
If you so you know Missy, do you know where she goes on a daily basis? Is there some place that you could say she may have been? I know where they're at. They're over there at Matt Abel's place doing the Friday legal meeting. Is where they're all at. So, when they have that, I don't know. I don't think the meeting is officially underway at the moment.
What, the Cannabis Council thing?
They are there. That's where they're at. So they're hanging out there. Now, is there a routine that she has where, maybe she was at a store, there's a store, a place nearby that you would know she could, I don't know. I don't know that well what that routine would be because I haven't been to those meetings. But if you know of a place that she could have been, I could call up the number, dial up the number, and then be quiet. Just turn the microphone down, and then you could talk and do a fake voice and say, "This is so and so." Were you just at
Wait, this shifted awfully quick. This went from I'm the guy with the buttons to, and then I'm gonna totally mute myself out of this. I'm gonna have no part of this.
No part of it. Come on. Oh, you've got to be my my. I got to be the Cyrano de Bergerac for you, and you got to. Yeah. So, if you pretended like, hey, this is the lady from the Starbucks. Were you just in the Starbucks because we found your?
Because then she's going to be like, "Gosh, you guys are a couple idiots. We've been listening to this the whole time."
She's like, "No, you're not the lady from the Starbucks. We are listening. I bet you they're not listening. I'll bet you they're not. They're all goofing around down there at the Cannabis Council. It would be funny if we did. I'm just saying. I got nothing else to do.
God, we need legal counsel, man.
What?
What's up, man?
Well, I'm going to do it. I'm just saying.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to back you, man.
Steve.
Take one for the team.
The thing is that if I do this, I mean, the thing is, we got to be in concert on this. If it's just me, I can't, because she'll recognize I've got a very distinct voice. I suppose I could do some, unusual voice, but I'm on the microphone. I'm not like, I sound like I'm in a studio. You sound like you're on the phone.
No, you totally sound like you're on the phone.
To you? Do I sound like I'm on the phone to you?
Yeah.
Really?
All the time. Yes.
Well, I could, I guess. So if I call, but see, what would I tell her?
Just rub on your throat like SpongeBob. Would be like, do something.
Just be like, hey. Just be like, hey, is this Missy?
I gotta feel it out first. I can't act before I know I can't jump before I know what the water temp is.
Oh, jeez. So I'd be just like, hey, hey, is this Missy? Missy, we think we found a bag. We got your bag. Did you leave are you missing a bag? Because
wouldn't caller ID blow it right off the bat?
No, because the numbers are, the way the area code and stuff is, you would never be able to tell that it wasn't a legit thing. Look, there's like 7 numbers up in here.
Okay.
And they just come in, they just show up as number. They don't come up with like a name, it's like the radio show, but there's no name attached to it. It's just the number.
Hey, you even said it. I have celebrity status, so I need an opening act, so that's all you.
Opening act. Well, you know what? Here's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to try it. Let's just see what we got. Because we only got a couple minutes. Oh, see, now I'm going to come up the commercial break, and it's not, there's only like. Tell
her you were calling you were giving her time to come down.
We were waiting for you at the studio. What's wrong with you?
No, not come down to the studio. She said I'm too high to do it.
Oh, we figured maybe you came down by now. I see what you're saying. All right, so all right. I just don't know if there's enough time in this break. Hang on. Well, let's just try it. So let's see what we got here. What's going to happen is after all this fanfare, we're going to call her. We're just going to get her voicemail. Is what's going to happen. All right, so here I'm going to do it. Here we go.
Okay, it's on you.
Gotta do. Okay, here it goes. Here, shh. We're going to get her voicemail. I know we are.
No.
Terrible.
Hello?
Is this Missy?
Hello?
Missy, are you there?
Who's this?
It's Frank.
Mike.
Mike, yeah, Mike.
I'm in a place where I can barely hear you. Let me walk away from here.
Where are you, Missy?
Okay, I'm sorry, Mike. Mike who?
Yeah, Mike who? Missy, it's Steve Green and Nikki on the phone. We're on the radio.
Oh, no. Dude, I told you I'm in a meeting. No, do not put me on the air.
Oh, good. Look, so she's mad now. She is mad. Look at that. All right, we took you off.
I told you. I told you. I told you.
Oh, no.
You know what? Nobody ever wants to listen to Nikki. Nikki's crazy. I told you.
So, I guess she must be still too much. She said she couldn't hear anything. She is too stoned. I don't know. I tried.
Oh, man. That went over like a wet balloon.
Well, I don't know.
You know what? I'd have felt much better had I heard her voicemail.
She didn't, it's funny because she was willing to talk to Mike that she didn't even know. She's like, is this Mike? She was willing to walk away from the meeting and talk to Mike, but the minute she finds out it's Steve and Nikki were on the radio, I'm in a meeting, I gotta go. Don't put me on the air. Oh.
You're getting the full melt.
Got something to hide? Canalock offers discreet and effective storage solutions that destroy odor, so nobody knows. Canalock is a patented charcoal-activated bag that discreetly stores your marijuana. Canalock is made from the same material as military chemical warfare suits. Get yours at canalock.com. Visit canalock.com to learn more about no-smell technology.
Each week, Pot Pitch takes a look at different medical or legal pot business as they attempt to seek investment capital and partners in order to take their business to the next level. What do investors like?
And which entrepreneurs are shown the door?
Real venture capitalists, smart entrepreneurs, and exciting business models in a brand new industry, cannabis. Pot Pitch. Find out what this new marijuana industry will look like and who its players will be. Real deals, real people, real decisions. Pot Pitch at potpitch.com and featured on the Full Melt Radio Show.
Imagine a world where patients can use marijuana like any other medicine. The Marijuana Patients Organization challenges the status quo by helping our neighbors to enjoy a better quality of life. Visit the MPO at marijuanapatients.org and enjoy informative articles, engaging debates, and information about treatments, doctors, and dispensaries in your area. Over 50,000 people have registered at marijuanapatients.org since 2010. Join us at the Marijuana Patients Organization today, marijuanapatients.org.
It's Steve Green for the Sweet Leaf in Flint, because now getting safe access to medical cannabis patients in Flint, Michigan is never more welcoming. Presenting the Sweet Leaf, a brand new patient experience bringing 12 carefully selected caregivers housed in 9 separate offices to distinctly assist you with their knowledge and reputation for excellent patient care. Classes and training coming soon in the large community room. Check it out in person, 400 South Door Highway, or call 810-259-2571. The Sweet Leaf Center in Flint, 810-259-2571.
If you're like us, your pets aren't just animals. They're members of your family. Pet Pain CBD hemp oil drops are great for aging as well as active dogs and cats. Some people are apprehensive about hemp treatments for pets. They ask us, what are you smoking? Absolutely nothing, and neither will your pet. Like other hemp-based products for humans, the allure is all of the benefits of cannabis without any of the high. The CBD oil has shown to rejuvenate the bones, joints, brain, stomach, eyes, and heart. And the drops contain absolutely no corn, wheat, soy, artificial colors and flavors, or preservatives. Pick some up today. Visit petpain.com. or ask for Pet Pain at your local pet store. PetPain.com. CBD relief for your pet.
This summer, discover the one place where your family will create unforgettable memories. Welcome to Jurassic World. Welcome to Jurassic World. Welcome to Jurassic World. Welcome to Jurassic World. Rated PG-13.
It's the Full Melt Radio Show.
Radio show.
So, I don't know. I hope she's not permanently mad. Do you think she's permanently mad, Nikki?
I hope she's not permanently mad at me.
Nikki's like the whole time, she's like, I got no part of this.
It probably would have gone over better had you not previously spoken to them.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I was asking, I was just wanted to come on and banter. I was just wanted to come on and talk like you and I are doing, talking about stuff. Because I figured you'd get a group of people together and you can have some fun with it. But, and also in case some people aren't available, you still got another person to talk to. So, they were like, they both bowed out because they said they were too stoned. They're like, no, don't do it.
I go with the mantra, don't start no stuff, won't be no stuff, man. So.
Well, but, I figured, I didn't prove the point a little bit by, she's like, oh, it's Mike? Who's it? It's Mike? All right, I don't even know who Mike is.
No, there's no point to be proven. She was like, I asked you not to put me on the air. Don't backpedal.
Well, she didn't say, don't put me on the air. She said, I can't banter. She didn't say we couldn't prank call her.
Hey, don't put we. There's no I in we.
Oh, come on. I got no backup here. Nobody's got my back. All right. So, all right, I'm the bad guy then. I'll hang the albatross around my neck.
I even said, go ahead. I'll be like, he's sitting next to me with a gun to my head.
The only thing that would have made it funnier is if you had just yelled in the background, Nikki, it was all his idea, or Missy, it was all his idea. I had nothing to do with this.
I was still laughing because she was like, Mike, and you're like, yeah, Mike who? And I was like, Mike Cooter. I entertained myself.
I didn't even say Mark. I said Mike. I said something else. I said Mark or something. It's Mark or something. She goes, it's Mike? Mike who? Yeah, Mike who? She said, hang on, I can't hear you.
You said Frank.
Frank, that's what it was. I said it's Frank.
They should have said Frank who, and you would have been like Zappa.
It's Frank Zappa. Well, so, it's just usually when
Better
you do.
Luck next time.
Well, no, when people do radio prank calls, they usually record them. So they'll do like 20 of them, and then when they get a funny one, they'll play that one. But I wasn't trying to do that. I was just trying to. I don't know what I was trying to do, actually.
There you go.
It was an experiment
not knowing is half the battle here.
It was an experiment in time. Let's just put it that way. So look, I gotta do some plugging here. Are you going out to the C2 Expo, Nikki? You're way out on the other side of the state. You probably aren't going to make it out here.
I'm supposed to be there helping out and working, and I haven't been feeling the hottest. So,
oh no, been under the weather? Do we have you under the weather, Nikki?
Yeah, actually, it's been a really pissy day until you called, actually, and I was, pepped up, and I had just, taken my meds, so it actually worked hand in hand when you called. And,
oh, good.
But I may head down there tomorrow. I cannot say yes or no until I know how I'm feeling in the morning. I feel like I'm letting some people down, and I don't like feeling that, and that's weighing on me, too, and I'm like, damn. And I want to be there, but I want to feel good, and I don't feel well.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm
That's
sure.
all right.
Will there be things there that might make you feel better?
And now I feel even worse, and I was just humiliated.
Look, so the place, just so people are familiar, for those that don't know, is it's the C2 Expo. C2 stands for counterculture, and it's not just the marijuana people. There's tattoo guys, there's biker guys,
there's music, there's a lot, and it's at Cobo Hall and at Harpo's.
That's right, Harpo's in Detroit, the infamous Harpo's.
On.
And
it's been a minute since I've been there.
I have to say, I'm a little confused about the split venue. That's unusual. You never see a single event held in two different places in the same city.
Really? Rooster Tail was, medicated, non-medicated.
Well, yeah, but it seems like all the pot people are down at Harpo's, and all the rest of the music and motorcycle and tattoo people are up at the at Cobo, but Cobo's only on Sunday.
No, I think it's the other way around.
Is it?
I think so.
I don't know. One of the guys that I was talking to, because they kind of gave me access.
Harpo's would have the more tattoo setting.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know how
unless
it's.
they don't have a permit for that, and Cobo does. But
right. I don't know what the split up is or why. But the one at the Rooster Tail made sense because that was the only reason it was split is because so they could take people off site to medicate. That's all that was. They have the vapor bus. We're talking about the THC Expo, which happens in late March every year. And so they have what they call the vapor bus, and you can get a ticket on the vapor bus, the magic vapor bus, and ride down the street to where the medication site is. Medication site, yeah. And and you can medicate, or you can purchase meds if you're if you've got your card and all that stuff. They don't let you on the bus without it. So so that one made sense. But splitting up this event, which I haven't been to yet, so I don't know. I don't know what to expect.
no, I don't either.
So if you Cobo, you know where Cobo's at. Everybody knows where Cobo's at. Does everybody know where Harpo's is? I don't know. I never talk about Harpo's. The rock and rollers.
Got Google, and if they're going, they better find out. I'm just saying.
I'm going to Google it for them real quick so they got the address. Well, while we're here talking about it, Harpo's.
It's posted on the all the flyer thingies.
Yeah, but the one that I got, the text that I was referencing, the artwork that I was referencing, somebody had texted me. In fact, it was Captain Kirk. He's like, "Hey, Steve, are you coming out?" And he's going to be at the Cobo area.
He find it funny. Miraculous recovery by Kirk Reed. Aw, bless his heart.
So he's actually speaking. So Harpo's, let me see, does it have it? So it's Harpo's is on Harper Avenue in Detroit. I think that's probably why they call it Harpo's. It's 14238 Harper Avenue. So get down there. It just started this afternoon at 4. I think they're open until 10 or midnight or 2. I can't remember. They're open. I think they might be open until 2 tonight. See, maybe that's the advantage.
I'm not positive of the time.
I'll tell you what, that's got to be the advantage because I'll bet you Cobo's not open until 2.
I doubt it.
They're probably closing at like 10 or 11 or something like that.
Yeah, because the music is all going on over at Harpo's. So.
Right. So I think it's on until 2 at Harpo's every night. I just got to double check. See, now I got to look up the stupid venue thing.
It most likely is because I believe Harpo's, if it still does, has a bar.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they've got the, Harpo's is the famous concert venue.
Right. I've been there.
And there's a lot of people that have, I've never been to Harpo's.
I have not been there since like a minute, but it's been a while.
So if you go to c2mag.com, this is where the event information is. Harpo's special event guest Friday, June 12th, Saturday, June 13th, powered by Subdivision. There's a whole bunch of stuff here. Good Lord. I'm just trying to find the hours. Captain Kirk. They're talking about Captain Kirk as a guest speaker. Rick Thompson's going to be there. Also, who's this? I toggled past them. Oh, it looks like Michael Few is going to be there.
Michael Toohey. That's who I'm supposed to be covering while he speaks.
Michael Toohey.
And I'm like,
I always say that wrong.
Toohey.
It sounds like you got something in your mouth.
Patooey. The joke's been made.
Steve Law's going to be out there. He's out in the west side of the state. He's over in Lansing, isn't he, Steve?
Mm-hmm.
So those are, but I'm not seeing the times. It's showing the speakers. It's bugging me now. It doesn't, it just says the days. Okay, here it is, 4 p.m. to 2 a.m. So today and tomorrow, it doesn't say so. So I guess Sunday's only at Harpo's? I mean, at the Cobo?
Cobo.
I see how they're doing it now.
Yeah, the speakers are Sunday.
Friday.
Unless they are all weekend, I believe. Maybe. I don't know.
Well, the speakers that Captain Kirk, the speaker list that Captain Kirk gave me is at Harpo. Is at Cobo.
Jeez, Steve.
Yeah, Harpo's, Cobo. It's all a big jumble at this point, isn't it? So it started 4 p.m. to 2 a.m. today. They'll be back 4 p.m. to 2 a.m. tomorrow at Harpo's, and then it must be different hours. Let me just double check the Captain Kirk text now, because that's what I got to reference here. Here we go. So this is he doesn't have hours on here. That bugs me. That's June 14th, which is Sunday. John Sinclair, DJ Short, Captain Kirk, also as speakers. there at Cobo. You're going to go maybe or maybe not. You haven't decided yet, or you're just probably not into it yet?
I'm playing it by ear. I'll see how I feel in the morning when I wake up.
That's the big event here locally in Michigan, the C2 event. They gave me some press passes. Are they going to email some to me? Maybe I'll make it out there on Sunday. I hope maybe you get a chance. I hope you do feel better, Nikki, if nothing else. Even if you don't come out, I hope you feel better.
Well, me too, thanks.
Other than that, we've reached the end of our broadcasting time. We've wrapped it up for another day.
Thanks for having me. Have fun.